Hey everyone, how to speak English fluently and confidently without grammar rules. Or you might be thinking, is it even possible to speak English fluently and confidently without grammar rules? I am going to share with you my practical experiences that I have had in my English fluency journey. Let me tell you that I myself come from a Hindi medium background. If you are new to my channel, let me tell you that I come from a very small village, and living in a very small village, I have somehow managed to be able to talk clearly in this language, and I am going to show you how I did it. So if you are someone wanting to become a fluent speaker in English in 2026, this channel is going to help you do that. So without doing any further delay, let's get started and learn how to speak English fluently without grammar rules. Before I start this video, let me tell you something. I know that some people are not going to agree with my point of view, but I don't mind that. But I want to know your point of view on this topic, so let me know in the comment section. Okay, so the question is it even possible to speak English fluently and confidently without grammar rules? No, you can't speak English fluently and confidently without grammar rules, but you can speak English fluently and confidently without reading boring grammar rules. Pay very close attention to what I have just said. I said you can speak English fluently and confidently without reading boring grammar rules, but you can't speak English without grammar rules. I want you to go back to your childhood. I am speaking practically. I want you to go back to your childhood and remember how you have learned your mother tongue. Were you reading something to learn your mother tongue? Were you writing something? Were you spending time on writing or reading? You didn't know how to read. You didn't know how to write your mother tongue. But you learned somehow your mother tongue, and you don't hesitate while speaking your mother tongue. And I just want you to speak English fluently that way. I want you to learn English that way. I want you to be spontaneous while speaking this language. And how are you going to do that? I want you to do two things on a daily basis. The first thing that you need to do if you want to avoid learning grammar rules is active listening. What is active listening? In active listening, what you do is you play videos in English and you imitate whatever the speaker is talking about. You repeat at the same time. Means you imitate. If people around you speak English, that's very good. You can imitate that. But I know that is not your case. The people you are surrounded by do not speak English. That is why you are watching this video. Okay, so I want you to play videos in English and I want you to imitate on a daily basis. I don't want you to learn or listen to English passively or massively. I just want you to listen to English actively, where you are listening to something in English and you are repeating that at the same time. That way you are going to learn English 20x faster than you would otherwise learn. Okay, so this is what I have done. As I come from a very small village and here I didn't have anyone whom I could speak English with, what I did, I engaged in this kind of practice every single day, and as a result I have managed to be able to talk clearly in this language. I have managed to be articulate my thoughts very well in this language. Now I want you to do this every single day if you are serious about improving your English. Okay, if you are not serious, avoid this. But if you are serious, if you want to speak English fluently, if you want to get a job, if you want to do anything that is related to spoken English, I want you to do that every single day. And here, by doing so, what you are doing is you are not learning all the boring grammar rules one by one, where you are not aware of where you are going to use them. Here what you are doing is you are learning things in chunks, and this is the best way to learn a language. When you learn things in chunks, when you learn words in groups, you are most likely to remember that, and that is what is going to happen to your brain when you listen to something that you understand every single day. When you imitate something, your mind picks that up, and this is the way you learnt your mother tongue. You were not reading, you were not writing, you were just observing your surroundings, you were observing the people around you, and you just learnt your mother tongue. This is the best way to learn English as well. I just did it. I listened to English a lot. I used to spend 8 to 10 hours every single day to listen to this language. I used to listen to this language at the time when I was doing something that didn't require my most of the attention. That is what you need to do every single day. So my final point would be, ग्रामर किताब से मत सीखो, ग्रामर यूसेज से सीखो. अगर ग्रामर आप किताब से सीखोगे तो ये आपको बोरिंग लगेगा ही लगेगा, ये आप सीख नहीं पाओगे. अगर सीख भी गए तो आप उसे यूज़ नहीं कर पाओगे इन प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ. When you learn English by uses, you are most likely to use them in your daily life, and your sentence would be clear for people to understand, and you would be more precise while talking in English. That's what my point would be. I want you to learn grammar rules by listening to something practical, by watching English movies. That way you are most likely to pick things up and you are most likely to use them in your daily conversation. But when you learn things like boring grammar rules from books, you are never going to use them. This is my practical experience. And once you learn grammar rules, once you learn to form sentences, once you learn to talk in the small sentences, you know what will happen? You will forget all those grammar rules, as I had forgotten all those grammar rules. Like I am not aware of the rules that I'm using to explain things. Yes, honestly I'm not aware. I have just gotten used to speaking English, and I have gotten used to using the rules that I'm using by speaking this language on a daily basis. And that's what you need to do if you want to speak English fluently without grammar rules. The reality is you can't speak English without grammar rules. You will speak and people are going to understand you, but you will not be precise and concise while talking, and your message will not be clear. But once you learn grammar rules, watching English movies, listening to something in English, you are most likely to speak clear sentences. I will never suggest you to learn English grammar rules from books. I would never suggest you to do that. What I would suggest you to do is you to just listen massively English. Listen. Spend your most of the time listening to English, and I guarantee you that you are going to pick very, very important rules of grammar without being aware of that you are picking important grammar rules. So the takeaway from this video is you can't speak English fluently and confidently without grammar rules, but you can absolutely speak English fluently without learning, without reading boring grammar rules from books. This would be my final answer. Okay, so if you found this video to be helpful, and if you think that this video has given you any value, I want you to subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit the bell icon, and I would be very happy for that. Bye bye.